Okay, so hey guys, and today I'm back with another video, and this time I'm going to rank my top 10 favorite movies of 2019. And before I start the ranking, I just want to say that I have seen like 20 or something movies this year, and I'm not one of those people who watches like 100 movies per year or something. Just like I have not watched Joker yet since I thought it would be too violent for me to see on the big screen because I have not seen the media freak out like this over a movie in a long time. I still will see it though, just not on the big screen. And also, any anime movies won't be included in this list since that would make things too complicated. And everything in this list is just my opinion. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Anyways, let's begin the ranking. Okay, so at number 10 comes the Angry Birds Movie 2 or Angry Birds 2. The number 10 spot actually has some tough competition between this movie and the Kid Who Would Be King, but because I love the Angry Birds franchise way more and because this movie got a few laughs out of me, I decided to give it to this one. An amazing family movie, and it's sad to see how it flopped. I guess that is ultimately what happens when you make movies on a dead franchise, Sony. I hope Sony has learned a lesson from this movie and Slender Man, and they hopefully won't try to make movies on irrelevant stuff anymore because it's only the relevant stuff that brings cash to the box office. I know that Slender Man didn't flop as bad as this one, but it still didn't make as much as it should have. Okay, so at the ninth spot is Jumanji: The Next Level. This movie pleasantly managed to surprise me because I thought it was actually better than Welcome to the Jungle, which became cringy and desperate at times. The humor in this movie also worked out way better for me, and even the visuals are slightly better in this one. But even though it's better than the first one, it is nothing more than a cliche adventure movie. A fun cliche adventure movie, but still an extremely generic and at times predictable movie. Okay, so the 8th spot is Frozen 2, which is the anticipated sequel of the first Frozen movie. I honestly thought that I would like this movie more, and I even thought that it had a chance of being better than the first one due to the more mature themes in the trailer. But alas, it disappointed me really bad, and forget about surpassing. It wasn't even as good as the first movie. The animation, however, is gorgeous, but that doesn't help a lot. Same goes to Abominable, which had excellent animation but was incredibly boring. The songs are also a big letdown, and everything about this movie is just so disappointing. I, a normal Frozen fan, was so disappointed with it. So, can you imagine how disappointed the hardcore Frozen fandom must have been? In 2018, the Marvel origin story Black Panther was on the number 4 spot on my list, but this time it is on the 7th spot, which is a big downgrade. Yes, while Captain Marvel was pretty good and entertaining, it definitely could have been better and maybe even as good as Black Panther. It definitely had the potential for being better, considering that the story the writers had given them a lot of freedom. From the shape-shifting Skrulls to the vastness of the universe, there's just so much freedom for this movie. Why didn't the characters go to and explore a lot of planets like in Guardians of the Galaxy? I hope Captain Marvel 2 has a lot of alien planet exploration in it because I absolutely love fictional planets, especially the Star Wars and Marvel ones. Okay, so I'm a huge Pokemon fan, so it should come as no surprise that Detective Pikachu is at number 6. Although it wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be, it was still great nonetheless. Seeing Pokemon in live action itself is enough for me to like this movie. And yeah, some of the designs were a little too quote-unquote monster-like Charizard looking like a freaking big scary dragon monster and all. But I don't really mind it. The characters are pretty average to be honest, but the mystery and adventure of this movie makes up for it and doesn't let this movie get boring. Okay, so I know that some of you hate this movie, but I really like it. Just because it's a live action remake doesn't mean it's not entertaining. At least it's not as cheesy like the Lion King remake, and I thought that they had improved the songs a little bit in this one. Yes, the genie does look like a stupid hybrid of some sorts, but he's in his human form for a lot of the movie, so it's not a problem for me. I would say Will Smith's amazing acting makes up for the horrible looking genie. genie. And it's almost impossible to create a live-action faithful adaptation of the genie and not mess up the looks. We know that Disney puts a lot of effort into the live-action movie CGI, and even Disney couldn't pull it off, so yeah, it's not an easy task. Okay, so at the fourth place comes Ford v Ferrari. I didn't know a lot about the real life incidents this movie is based on, so it pleasantly surprised me with how good it was. What holds it back for me is the ending, because that was a big letdown. DC's origin story beat Marvel's origin story in my list last year, and this time the same thing is happening once again. Yes, Shazam comes at third place. If DC continues making awesome movies like this and Aquaman, then I can see a bright future for the DCEU. And I'm pretty sure that I will like Joker a lot too, so yeah, DC seems to be coming back on track. Now, DC vs Marvel will be even more fun, since now it seems both are making equally as great movies. Although Marvel has mastered the art of a cinematic universe, while DC has not, so maybe DC should stick with standalones. I mean, Aquaman and Joker made over $1 billion, so it's not like origin stories don't bring in any money. At the second spot comes Toy Story 4. I love Pixar so freaking much. They managed to make me cry yet freaking again. This is my favorite Toy Story movie so far, and one of my favorite Pixar movies of all time, if not my favorite one. The twist at the end literally dropped my jaw, and this movie was entertaining throughout. There was not a single moment in the movie that didn't keep me interested and entertained. I love this movie so much, and I love Pixar so much. Can't wait for Soul and onwards. At the first place comes Avengers Endgame. I know that some of you were disappointed by this movie or something, but I absolutely loved it. In fact, it's not only my favorite movie of 2019, but of all time. Yes, I love this movie that much. This movie is just so amazing, and the I Am Iron Man at the end is just so badass, and everything about this movie is just so perfect. This movie gets the balance between fan service and story, and I love it for that. The third act is mainly the reason this is my favorite movie. That on your left gave me goosebumps, and it just got even better from there on out. From Captain America lifting up Mjolnir to all the snapped heroes coming back to the Avengers assemble to the I Am Iron Man snap. Everything about this movie makes me appreciate it. Such an amazing movie. Okay, so yeah guys, and that was it for the ranking, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. And so yeah guys, bye.